So there's a saying that says, good things come to those who wait. There's also a saying that says that everything falls into place in time. There's also a saying that nothing happens before its time and everything falls into place in time. I know I've probably said that the same way in different ways, but some ways it's said in a song, some ways it's said as a quote so that you are aware. And the announcement that everybody has been waiting for has finally come. And that is that Steve McLaren has been appointed as the new head coach of the Reggae Boyz. That is correct. This new head coach of the Reggae Boyz for the senior men's national team. Let me go through a press release for you guys so that you all are aware. Okay, let's go through that together. Okay, let me see if I can be able to share screen. There we go. All right, good. So Steve McClaren has been appointed as head coach of the Reggae Boyz. The Jamaica Football Federation is delighted to announce that Steve McClaren has been appointed as the head coach of the senior men's national team. McClaren will be given a 2-year deal to guide the Reggae Boyz towards the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be co-hosted in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, has expressed great optimism about the appointment. He says, we're truly elated to announce the appointment of Mr. Steve McLaren as head coach of the Reggae Boyz. We're confident we made the right decision, and we're looking forward to him guiding our nation towards the 2026 World Cup. We now ask the nation to get behind our new head coach and by extension the team as we commence our CONCACAF Nations League campaign in September and resume the World Cup qualifiers in June next year. McLaren has expressed great excitement of taking charge rather of the Reggae Boyz. And this is what Mr. McClaren had to state. I'm extremely proud and excited to take up the position of head coach for the Jamaica men's national team. I had no hesitation in accepting a position that is ideally suited to me at this stage of my career. Prior to returning to Manchester United for my second spell, I spent time at FIFA as a technical advisor on their global eco-analysis project. Jamaica was one of the teams I worked with, and I quickly came to realize the potential the country possessed. In the years since, that potential has grown significantly, and there's every reason to believe that with continued hard work and development, a bright future lies ahead. McLaren has had an extensive coaching journey where he was the assistant to Sir Alex Ferguson, and Manchester United became the first English club to win the treble Premier League, FA Cup, UEFA Champions League in the 1998-1999 season. He was also the assistant to Sven-Göran Eriksson with the England national team as their quarterfinalists at the 2002 and 2006 editions of the FIFA World Cup and quarterfinals of the European Championships. And that, of course, was in 2004. He was also the head coach of the England national team from 2006 to 2007. In club football, he's had spells at Middlesbrough, where he went on to win the English League Cup in 2004. And in 2006, he was the runner-up in the UEFA Cup, now called the UEFA Europa League. Shortly after, he moved to the Eredivisie in the Netherlands with FC Twente, and he won the title in 2020. That calendar year, he also won the Rinus Michels Award, which is the award that goes to the best performing coach in the Eredivisie. McLaren gained more experience as he also spent time with VfL Wolfsburg, Nottingham Forest, Derby County, Nottingham Forest, and Queen's Park Rangers, before most recently being the senior first-team coach at Manchester United. The Reggae Boyz will commence their campaign in the 2024-2025 edition of the CONCACAF Nations League on September 6th against Cuba at the National Stadium. This CONCACAF Nations League cycle will also serve as a qualifier for the 2025 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. In due course, the Jamaica Football Federation will announce further information in relation to the first press conference with the new head coach, Mr. Steve McLaren. So that is information so that everybody is aware, all right? So that you are all aware of things. And him personally, just to share with you guys as well in terms of the other things, other tidbits so that you're aware. He's born in Yorkshire in England. And let me tell you guys something in relation to Yorkshire. You have different parts of England, right? You have London in the south, in the middle, you have the Midlands, and in the Midlands, you have Birmingham, you have Wolves, and up north, you have Manchester, All right. You have Newcastle, you have Liverpool, you have Cumbria, you have Durham, you have a place that is called Yorkshire. And let me explain the history of Yorkshire. Yorkshire is a place where Yorkshire and by extension Manchester is, and Manchester was part of the county of Lancashire. Manchester and, Lancashire and Yorkshire are two counties that worked together in the Industrial Revolution. They played an important role in things. So this is a working class area. And Steve McLaren is from Yorkshire, specifically speaking York, so that you are aware, in a town called Fulwood, and Fulwood is in North Yorkshire, so that you're aware. What are the characteristics of persons from North Yorkshire, and specifically York? Tenacious, hardworking, never give up, willing to do what it takes to win. Those are characteristics of Yorkshiremen, longevity. If you look in our senior men's national team right now, who are men from Yorkshire? Joey Latibeaudiere, somebody that can play multiple positions, somebody that has an engine on him. You think prior players that were born in Yorkshire that have gone on to represent Jamaica. You can think about a Clayton Donaldson for an example. We'll see what the future brings, but there's certain characteristics of Yorkshiremen that are always there. There's a reason why you have clubs in Yorkshire generally that are mostly championship and also in Premier League as well. They are teams that are never say die, hardworking, driven, and we can expect those positive characteristics as well from our new head coach, Mr. Steve McClaren. All right. So let me pull up something that I know that you guys would love to see. All right. So let us do that together because I know exactly what will be next as well for you guys. So let me do that right now. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Now we can be able to share screen. Okay. You guys remember this? Yes, indeed. I know you guys would remember this. I know that you guys would remember this, man. So this is what they call tactical board. Steve McLaren, what is he like? All right, firstly, we have to go back to his time at Middlesbrough. And at Middlesbrough, he spent time at Middlesbrough in from 2001 to 2006. All right. That was his time at Middlesbrough, 2001 to 2006, so that you all are aware. Okay. There we go. Ready. Okay. So at Middlesbrough, he operated with the four. At Middlesbrough, he operated with the 4-4-1-1 system. And this brought success to Middlesbrough as they went on to win the League Cup. And once you're a club like Middlesbrough, you're not the Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Cities, the Arsenals, where you're competing and have an opportunity to win this trophy each and every year. Middlesbrough won the League Cup in 2004, and this was what he used in defeating Bolton and, of course, in the run towards the winning the trophy as well. So this is how they operated. Mark Schwarzer in net, diligent, hardworking, disciplined person. And in terms of up front, you had Juninho and you also had Joseph Desiré Job out of Cameroon. And what was, you could say, interesting here was the combinations play of these two. Whether they operated as a two or a 4-4-1-1, like how it panned out in the game, what was clear was the communication between these two. It is something that was incredibly important. Another point to make here. All right? No. This back four solid, solidity. Coach McLaren will ensure that there's solidity so that the attacking gems and the legs of the team will be able to be persistent in their routine and also be a unit that is assertive in how they play. Let's look at how Middlesbrough lined up for the UEFA Cup final, which is now called the Europa League. Okay, so this is how they lined up in the UEFA Cup final. Amazing run for a club of Middlesbrough to reach the League Cup final. Fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Up front, what they had was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Mark Viduka. Mark Viduka is 6'2", and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank around 5'8", 5'9", thereabouts. So essentially what happened, let's move these guys forward. Let's move these guys forward so that we can have a little bit more proceedings here. Right. And let's look at the opposition for a moment, shall we? Let's just have their back four. And what was the trend in Europe and also in England at the time in terms of how teams had operated, especially where they're difficult to press? What was integral was that you have Mark Viduka, the 6'2" man, that would hold the ball, which would eventually create space for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank to run into and to be able to shoot at goal. So Mark Viduka was so integral to the plans, just like Juninho was 2 seasons prior, and Mark Viduka 2 years later in that remarkable run as well. What about Manchester United? Well, certainly football has changed over the decades, but I'll show you what the Champions League final looked like in 99. So you had Cole and York up front, and in the midfield, you had Nicky Butt and David Beckham. Yeah, and you had Jesper Blomqvist and you had Ryan Giggs on either flank. Giggs, Blomqvist provided the width. Giggs and Beckham, they were so measured. Beckham knew when he was going to press forward. Nicky Butt, more so, a little bit reserved in the vertical aspect of things, but he controlled things so that centrally Manchester United were a solid force. Cole and York, throughout the course of the season, had this great instinctive partnership. And you know what Andy Cole said? Andy Cole said in an interview that his relationship with Dwight Yorke was instinctive. So he knew where Yorke was, so that when Yorke has the ball, he knew that he could be able to run in behind when Yorke plays the ball and they could be shoot. So time, energy, strength, all of these aspects put together has led to the success as well of Steve McClaren. Organization, check. Getting the best out of players, check. A hard worker, a tenacious individual, check. Quality units, quality teams, check. All of these aspects, incredibly important, that has brought Steve McClaren to the accolades and success that he has garnered today. So that is something that everybody can be wary about and be mindful about with Coach McClaren. Let's all, again, all hands on deck, folks. All hands on deck, okay? We commence Nations League on September 6th against Cuba. All hands on deck. We need everybody to be on the same page. We need everybody to come out to the National Stadium September 6th. We need everybody to be able to show their support. We need everybody to throw their support. The World Cup is in 2 years. World Cup qualifiers resume June next year. We need everybody. We need everybody. Okay? This is our time. This is our moment. So whenever you see the new head coach, whether it's on the road, face to face, make him feel welcome. Make him feel encouraged. Make him feel like he's part of something special. Be a Jamaican as you are. Make people feel warm and loved and supported and welcome. because that is exactly how we should make him feel. 150%. Let that be the responsibility of Jamaicans all across the globe. Whether you are in the United States, you are in Canada, the UK, right here on the island. Let's do that. Let's do that. Everybody, let us do that. As you guys saw in the release, further details will be unveiled in relation to when a press conference would be made for the new head coach. All right, so we can be able to plan out that. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Please, I encourage you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boyz commentary right now, and let's press on forward. We got a bronze in the Nations League in March. Let's convert that into a gold. Let's qualify for the World Cup as well, and also have a deep run in the CONCACAF Gold Cup as well.